Video 6, Helpful Hints. Now that you have a better understanding on how the 400 Pro works, let's take a look at how a few helpful hints can make things easier. First, make sure you review the user guide to learn more about certain TPMS terms. When servicing TPMS vehicles, it's important to be accurate when selecting the make, model, and year. To determine the vehicle's year of manufacture, you need to find the Vehicle Identification Number, or VIN. The VIN is located in a couple of places: behind the lower corner of the windshield on the driver's side, or on the TPMS placard label. The placard label is located on the inside of the driver's door or on the B-pillar. Decoding the VIN for the date of manufacture is as simple as identifying the 10th digit of the VIN, then looking that up on your chart in your user guide. The placard label also has another important piece of information relating to TPMS service: the recommended inflation pressure for the vehicle's tires. The recommended inflation pressure is the number that drives the TPMS. Most vehicles will trigger a low pressure warning when one or more of the tires falls below 75% of the recommended inflation pressure. Always inflate tires to the recommended inflation pressure. Understanding the type of TPMS light is important to TPMS service. A solid TPMS light indicates one or more tires are below the 75% of placard. Always inflate tires to the recommended inflation pressure, and best practice is to check air pressure when the tires are cold. A flashing TPMS light is a malfunction indicator lamp or indicates a problem with the system. Follow the test before you touch process on your tool to determine the cause of the MIL. Direct TPMS have sensors fitted in the wheel and tire. It's important to know the three types of sensor mounting: snap-in, clamp-in, and bandit. Clamp-in stems are easy to identify and require the service kit to be changed each time the tire is removed from the wheel. Snap-in sensors are a bit harder to identify as they look like a standard valve stem. These sensors have a removable stem that should be changed each time, just like a service kit. Banded sensors were used by Ford and are mounted in the drop center of the wheel and should be 180 degrees opposite the valve stem. Indirect TPMS is a system in which the pressure is indirectly monitored by use of the wheel speed sensors to measure wheel speed. There are not sensors mounted in the wheel and tire. Your 400 Pro does have information on how to reset these systems. A relearn is the process by which the TPMS system is reset and the new sensor IDs are written to the control module. This is done in one of three methods: stationary, OBD, and auto-learn. These relearns are defined as follows. A stationary relearn is the process of placing the vehicle into a learn mode and then activating the sensor. As the vehicle receives the sensor transmissions, the horn honks. You use the Tech400 Pro to activate the sensors and record those transmissions. OBD relearns require the tool to connect to the OBD2 port and the sensor IDs to be written into the control module. This method, by the way, is the most like the factory programming of the TPMS. As the name suggests, auto-learn vehicles are reset while driving above 15 miles per hour, and for best results, it is recommended to complete this with highway driving. It can sometimes take a long while to complete an auto relearn, so check your Tech400 Pro's coverage of the vehicle. It may have the ability to program using the OBD2 method instead. Speaking of OBD relearns, did you know the OBD2 port has to be located under the dash in the driver's side of the vehicle? Sometimes it could be located behind a panel designed specifically for this access. If the tool remains idle for too long, it powers off on its own. Simply power the tool back on, and it will have stored the last vehicle selected, and you can go back to where you left off. If you see an error of Insert SD card, open the rubber flap at the top of your tool and verify the SD card is correctly inserted. The SD card stores various information for your tool's operation, and it is important not to remove this card unless updating the tool. If you are working on custom wheels with a deep offset, or the TPMS valve is in the middle, sometimes alternate tool positioning is needed to get the sensor to activate. Placing the tool right on top of the valve stem or from the other side, aim the tool through the tire tread towards the sensor and attempt to activate that way. Other times, you may have to activate the sensor before assembly. You should now have enough information about the tools and TPMS to be successful. Remember to practice with the tool. Simply testing sensors or reading fault codes at every opportunity will help build confidence in how the tool works and what to expect. The goal is to not only properly fix the TPMS, but be able to explain it to your customers.